Ever wonder why, despite crunches and planks, you still can't shake off that stubborn belly? Let's dive into why your midsection tends to cling on and how you can bust through it without doing endless cardio. First off, let's talk fat types. The fat around your waist isn't all the same. There's visible subcutaneous fat just under the skin and deeper visceral fat around your organs. According to the Cleveland Clinic, visceral fat is actually easier to lose compared to subcutaneous fat if you stay consistent. But here's the kicker. Subcutaneous belly fat, the kind you see, tends to hang around longer. One major reason. Fat in the abdominal region has fewer beta-androgenetic receptors, which respond to signals telling fat cells to release fat, and more alpha-androgenetic receptors, which tend to resist fat breakdown. That means your belly fat receives the burn fat signal less strongly than fat elsewhere. Hormones and physiology also play a role. The midsection is more hormonally active. Fat here acts somewhat like an organ, releasing hormones and inflammatory signals. Moreover, genetics dictate where you store fat and how easily you lose it. In short, belly fat is one of the most stubborn types of fat to lose. And it's not just your imagination. Its location, receptor profile, hormonal activity, and the way our bodies are evolutionarily wired all play against us. The abdominal area was designed by nature to be a kind of energy vault. Thousands of years ago, when food wasn't always available, humans needed an easy place to store energy for survival, and that place happened to be around the belly. Fast forward to today, and even though we have food everywhere, our biology hasn't changed much. Our bodies still treat belly fat as the last reserve, holding onto it as if famine might arrive tomorrow. So you might think, if I just do 100 crunches a day, I'll burn belly fat. Real talk, that's misleading. The idea of spot reduction means you can burn fat from one area by exercising the muscles in that area. The research says no. Multiple reviews, for example, from the University of Sydney, say spot reduction simply doesn't work. When you train abs a lot, you don't preferentially lose belly fat compared to the rest of your body. Another article explains that fat mobilization is systemic. Your body pulls free fatty acids from fat stores all over, not just the area you're working. That said, there is a study that claimed some spot reduction in adult males with intense abdominal endurance exercise. But the evidence is limited, inconsistent, and not enough to rely on for your entire strategy. So, for all practical purposes, targeted fat loss is a myth. Here's the good part. You can lose belly fat and overall fat by creating conditions your body responds to. At the heart of that is the calorie deficit. A calorie deficit means you consume fewer calories energy in than you expend energy out. According to the Mayo Clinic, if you eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight. If you eat less, you lose weight. How big should the deficit be? Research suggests something like 300 to 500 calories fewer per day is a reasonable, safe zone for most people. That said, the old 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat rule is overly simplistic and doesn't account for changes in metabolism, lean mass, and individual variability. As you lose weight, your body will naturally reduce energy expenditure because you weigh less, move less, and organs require less energy, and this slows the rate of loss. The key takeaway, overall fat loss happens when you maintain a calorie deficit for long enough. The belly fat will come off as part of that process. Now for the part you're probably most interested in, how to accelerate things without relying on endless cardio. Let's talk strategies that steer clear of hour after hour on the treadmill. Cardio definitely has its place. It's great for your heart, endurance, and overall health. But when it comes to shaping your body and actually changing your metabolism, resistance training is the real game changer. Think of it this way. Cardio helps you burn calories while you're doing it, but resistance training keeps that burn going long after you've left the gym. When you lift weights or do any form of strength training, you're not just working your muscles. You're breaking down tiny muscle fibers that your body must repair. That repair process takes energy, meaning your metabolism stays elevated even while you're resting. Over time, as you gain more lean muscle, your resting metabolic rate increases. In simple terms, that means your body burns more calories 24/7, even when you're sitting, sleeping, or watching Netflix. Studies have shown that people who consistently include resistance training in their routine experience greater fat loss and body recomposition than those who rely on cardio alone. It's not just about aesthetics either. Building muscle improves insulin sensitivity, supports hormonal balance, and strengthens bones, all crucial for long-term fat management and health. And the best part? You don't have to lift like a bodybuilder. Focusing on compound movements that target large muscle groups like squats for your legs, rows for your back, and hip thrusts for your glutes triggers our major metabolic response. These big muscles demand more oxygen and energy to work and recover, which means a greater overall calorie burn. You can't outrun a bad diet. Ensure your calorie deficit is realistic and sustainable. Make moderate reductions rather than drastic ones, because too large a cut can cause muscle loss, fatigue, and a metabolic slowdown. And now let's move from diet to other lifestyle factors. Your body isn't purely mechanical, it's chemical too. High stress raises cortisol, which can promote fat storage, especially belly fat, and impair fat breakdown. Poor sleep also throws off appetite hormones, metabolism, and fat loss progress. So sleep and stress management are fat loss accelerators. Let's now talk about how fat distribution and storage patterns can be nudged. Even if you're not doing cardio, boosting your non-exercise activity thermogenesis NEAT helps. Movement like taking stairs, walking more, doing chores all contribute. According to the Harvard Review on Belly Fat, you'll often see improvement in waist circumference even with moderate activity. Now to the final idea on nutrition strategy. Beyond just calories, the qualities of your food matters. Diets rich in vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats help your body maintain lean mass, control hunger, and support fat breakdown. For example, the Johns Hopkins University research found you don't need to eliminate all fat to shrink belly fat. Simply weight loss plus a good diet improves arterial functions. Here's how it all comes together into a realistic, doable plan. Start by creating a modest calorie deficit, around 300 to 500 calories fewer per day, instead of jumping into crash diets that burn you out too quickly. Pair that with regular resistance training, about 2 to 4 sessions a week, focusing on large muscle groups like your legs, back, and glutes. This helps build lean muscle and keeps your metabolism running strong even when you're resting. Outside the gym, move more in your daily life. Take the stairs, walk after meals, or just stay on your feet longer. Those small, consistent movements known as NEAT add up and make a real difference. Next, don't underestimate the power of recovery. Getting at least 7 hours of good sleep and managing your stress through meditation, quiet time, or hobbies helps keep your hormones balanced. And of course, make your diet work with you, not against you. Fill your plate with lean proteins, colorful vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Avoid going overboard on refined carbs and sugary snacks, which only spike insulin and slow down progress. Finally, stay patient. Belly fat can be the last to go because of the way your body's receptors and hormones are wired. Keep the routine steady, and over time, your midsection will catch up, not through shortcuts, but through consistency. So let's take this blueprint and start making smart, sustainable choices your midsection will follow when the system shifts, not when the belly-only ab workout kicks in.